Night a break in the case of a taxi driver beaten to death by passengers who were trying to skip out on the fare. Two men wanted in the case surrendered to police.
That's right. And this evening, police arrested a 15-year-old girl accused of being one of the attackers. Teresa Priolo has the latest from the police precinct in Far Rockaway.
With their heads bowed, two men accused of brutally beating and ultimately killing 52-year-old Kutin Gima are escorted out of the 101st Precinct Station House in Far Rockaway. The arrests of 20-year-olds Austin Amos and Nicholas Porter are the first but not the last in Gima's death. Late Thursday night, police also arrested a 15-year-old girl in connection with this case.
We want justice to be served, and I am happy that these guys have been identified.
Kutin Gima was a cab driver in Far Rockaway, killed Saturday morning after dropping 5 passengers off at Beach 54th Street. The NYPD says the group didn't pay their fare and then tried to rob him. A physical altercation ensued. Surveillance video shows 2 men and 3 teenage girls kicking and punching Gima, and at some point he falls, hits his head on the pavement, and loses consciousness. Gima later died. Gima's widow spoke through tears Thursday, remembering her late husband.
It was everything we had. It was my children's hero. It was my backbone.
A man assaulted as he was trying to make an honest living.
They didn't think twice when they had Kutin on the floor, beating him, kicking him, and ultimately killing him. So although they're kids, they need to pay for the crime that they committed.
Amos and Porter are charged with manslaughter and gang assault, among other charges. 2 of the females seen in that video are still at large. 1 has been charged with gang assault and theft of services. Sources say it's only a matter of time before the other girls are questioned and arrested in this case. In Far Rockaway, Queens, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
Welcome back to E25 to Life. Yeah, I was just going through my my timeline, and I ran into the story about this cab driver who was basically beaten to death in New York, right? And he was basically jumped by like 4 people. I believe they're all 20 or under. And I was just reading it, and it's kind of crazy because just by reading it, I mean, I know, what happened, you know, but first of all, why are you catching a cab if you don't have money to pay for it, right? And it's like, I believe it was like 4 or 5 of them in the cab, so it's like none of y'all niggas have money, man. Like, what y'all doing out here? You know, it's like, and then what makes it worse is they're trying to rob the guy. Not only that, they did not pay him, they try to rob him. And then, I mean, from the look of it, it's like everybody in that, like, that was involved had their hands in it. Like, they had something to do with the outcome. I mean, as far as, I mean everyone. RIP to the cab driver. I mean, man, that's a sad way to go. And over a couple of dollars, you know, it's like, why? I mean, if they don't pay you, I mean, if you're a cab driver and the guy, whatever you give rides to, don't pay you, just call the cops. You know what I'm saying? Just don't argue. Don't try to fight them. Just call the cops. I mean, so most cab drivers usually have some kind of surveillance in their car or whatever, so they can, I mean, you can tell, you won't find him. I mean, if you call the cops, they will find him. So there's no point of you hopping out of your car, fighting, or trying to get them to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's like 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them. Come on, man. Unless you got a pistol, which I advise, if you're out here dealing with people, have a gun. You know, I mean, you never know. That could have saved his life right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's like, so anyway, I was watching the video, and then they were just beating this guy. Obviously, they would. I mean, most of them, some of them started walking away, and this one guy went back and started beating him, and he kind of fell on the ground. I guess he hit his head on the pavement and ended up dying. I don't think they mean to kill him. It looked like it was an act. I mean, they were beating him, but they didn't mean to kill him. He just happened to, hit his head on the pavement and died. And that right there will change these kids' life forever. There's no coming back from that. You just kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like this could have been avoided. And then you got, families now without a husband, father, all that going on. The city will basically hang these kids, man. Like they're not gonna let them slide. They getting, I mean, come on. And I believe it was two dudes, 22 kids at 20 years old, and a girl that was 15. I mean, what are they? I mean, what are you doing with a 15-year-old if you're 20 anyway? What? Come on, man. Anyways, yeah, it was like, so they started beating the guy. And one thing about dudes though, like when it gets around females, they ego and everything kind of get to a different level. So they start doing things that they don't normally do. So I don't know these kids. All I know is that they turn themselves in. So I mean, they turn themselves in. So obviously they're not like that. They didn't mean for what happened to happen. It was the heat of the moment, and it was girls around. You know how that goes. So I feel bad for them because, man, I mean, they 20. These are adults. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get some time. And as far as the girls go, they probably get juved. I mean, they young, 15, I believe. So they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing no kind of time. They might get probation, house arrest, but them two dudes, they gone. Ain't no coming back from that. But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy how little situations like that, where could have been avoided, like in a way where just, man, if they don't pay you, call the cops. Like it's not worth your life. A couple $dollars ain't worth your life, man. Just walk away from the situation. If you don't have a gun, you can't defend yourself to a point where, you got backup and stuff like that. Don't do it. Just call the cops. You know what I'm saying? Follow them or take a picture of them or something like that and call the cops. Don't get out your car and then trying to confront them, have them pay you, that other stuff, man. Come on, it's not worth it. That little money is not worth it, man. But then again, it's rough out here, man. That's why I recommend if you have a clean record and you can carry, do it. But as far as New York goes, though, I heard they got different gun laws, so I don't know how that goes. I live in Florida, so everybody got a freaking heater out here. I mean, there's no playing. Everyone got guns, so that stuff like that don't happen. All that people getting jumped, and nah, man, you're not gonna get away with that. You trying to jump somebody, you do it at your own risk, because you might not make it out alive. So, anyways, yeah, that's all I got for you guys, man. Just follow, subscribe. Like and subscribe. Follow me on IG and Twitter. All right, man. Peace out, guys.